Hello and good morning. Happy Wednesday. Happy first day of school to a lot of people in West Sac. I don't know how many are going to be here today since school just started. Hi, Rosie. Okay. Morning. Afternoon. It's kind of late morning. Early afternoon, however you want to say that. So yes, it is our first day of school here. I think this time is going to work. We'll have to see as far as like attendance goes. I'm not super concerned about that really. Especially being like the first day. I think some kids will, take this time, this break to eat their lunches and do learning tools. Our teacher gave some projects, so my kid has been working on those. But anyway, so first day of school has been a success in this house. I was a little worried because of internet, the whole city going on at once, but it worked out good. So here we are. We are doing a postal worker. Ooh, I got really close there. We are doing a postal worker drawing today. There's just a lot going on right now, which we are not going to get into here, but with postal workers, and I want to show my love and support for them. So that is what we are doing today. Kind of a fun topic, too, cute drawing. And I don't know what we're doing yet on Friday. I know usually I'd announce it. I was doing like the whole schedule and everything, but I kind of slacked this week. So I'll at least announce it tomorrow. I at least will get it to you the night before. It's a little bit different creating this schedule. Like before, when I would create a schedule, I was drawing 6 days a week. Now when it's just like 2 to 3 days, it changes it a little bit. It doesn't feel as like big of a deal to make this big full schedule, but here we are. So there's a good turnout. So let me flip you guys around and I'll show you what we're drawing. As always, if you're new here or if you've been here, I don't do them in color anymore. I color them after we draw them together, but I just do outline drawings so that way I can upload coloring pages for those that just want to color. And that's a good activity too for our kids, if they don't necessarily... You don't necessarily want your kids to be online more than they have to with school. You could also just print out coloring pages, and that's an activity they could be doing in their downtime while they're waiting for their next lesson. So we just have this little postal guy with his letters and the postal box. You can adjust it however you like. I originally did just the box, and then I decided I wanted to actually put the postal worker too. It ended up, because I was originally just going to do the box, I was going to kind of flood the page with all these little envelopes. But then when I decided to add the postal worker, it's a little bit weird on the page. Like when I draw it today, I'm probably going to drop it down a little bit lower. But, I don't know, it still works. So let me take this off. We are going to work in pencil. Wednesdays are still a pencil day, and then Fridays are our doodle page where we work only in pen. So for that post box, you're going to start with just kind of almost like a gigantic hot dog tip. And you don't want it too rounded up here at the top. Like you want the edges rounded, but you want this top space a little flat. I'm going to just even this out a little bit. so it matches the other side. And now you'll come over for this first leg of your post box and then come up. You're just drawing the bottom half of a square. And then what I did is I just kind of created where the, the side of the box was before I start doing the other legs. So I'm just going to come over here off to the side and do a curved line that comes down. I did that a little too much. There we go. So that way I'm creating the front of my post box. This is the front of it. This is the side of it. And by adding this line, now I know where to build the other legs. So I know right here, I want a leg and it's going to go about the same distance on both sides. And then this will come up. You want your legs to be roughly the same size. Now this one, because you're kind of looking at the side, it is going to look a little bit smaller and it's going to angle up and then the other leg. So this leg ends up angled, right? Because you're looking at the front and then you're looking at the side. So you're doing some dimension within your drawing. I can't believe I have any eraser left on this pencil. And now I put a curved edge square on the lower portion. Just kind of making those like maybe like a door. And then I'm doing another one up above it. This is more of a rectangle. Oh, you're not too late. Make this a little bit bigger. I just want it to be a little bit closer to that edge. On this one, I'm going to put a little doorknob. Now, up in the top portion, you know how mailboxes, they kind of have that inset and then they pull down. So we kind of want to do that. We want that like dimension look. So you're going to do a line that comes across. And then you're going to curve and follow the edge. A little long. And then same on this side, it's going to curve and follow the edge, and then you'll connect these two. But now you need the dimension inside of this. So you are going to draw a line that comes down from this corner. And it'll come across over to this side, and then it'll have a line going from this corner to this corner. And that just gives you that little bit of dimension where you would drop your envelope in the box. Now you can put another little handle right here if you want. I'm going to actually cover some of this with some envelopes. I'm not too worried about that handle. That's kind of a detail I might add later. I'm just straightening out some lines here. So that's the start of your box. Now I'll add the envelopes and things like that afterwards, but I want to get my postman in here. To start with, I'm going to put my post box on the ground. This leg isn't on the ground because the ground goes back, so it's not on this main ground line. And then some of my postman is going to go in front of my post box. So I'm going to start, decide how tall you want your postman to be. And we're keeping a very simple style person here. So I'm just going to draw a circle for the head. For his hat, I am going to do a line that angles out over here and a line that angles out over here. It's going to curve and come to kind of a point at the top where it's going to curve back down and connect over here. It looks kind of silly at first until we finish the rest of the hat. So we're going to use this headline, and we're actually going to make that like the brim of the hat. So just draw a curved line from this corner to this corner. And then this becomes the bill of the hat. And then I'm going to put a little ribbon line up above that. I'm going to do ears off to the side, 2 little half circles off to the sides. Because if we didn't have ears, we couldn't keep our hats on. We're going to do some simple circle eyes. We'll add a little circle of light into those. Little curved nose and a smile. Again, we're keeping this guy pretty simple. I'm going to do a curved line here off his head. That's going to be a sleeve. So it's going to curve down, come in, and then go back up. And then the rest of his shirt, we'll bring it down, over, and up to this sleeve. Now, I'm going to cover some of this with the bag, his postal bag. But for now, I just want to go ahead, and his arm, but I'm going to go ahead and just draw the whole shirt in. On this side, his sleeve is going to come out, curve down, and come back in because he's going to be waving with this hand. So from this corner, I'm going to just do a curve line that comes up. We're keeping these arms and hands very, very simple. We're going to give a thumb. And then I'm just doing 3 fingers. And then bring it down. And back into the sleeve. This arm, you can start it from the inner part of the armpit, and you're going to bring it down and in. I'm going to draw 3 fingers. And then draw it back up. Oh, good luck, Linda. I hope you're safe. Now in this hand, I'm going to draw an envelope. So let's put a rectangle right here. He's holding on to a letter. And then you'll actually have a thumb back here in the background. Just a little line, see that? For the thumb, so it looks like it's holding on. And this little tiny line right here, you'll erase that. So this little line won't be there because you have his thumb connected to his hand. And of course you won't have like the line of his shirt or the line through his arm. I'll fix this arm a little bit when I do the pen. And this time I really didn't put him in front of the mailbox as much as I did last time. His bag will go into it a little bit. So for the pants, you're going to do a line coming down on each side, and you stop that line just short enough to make the feet. Okay, so however long you want the pants to be, and then you'll do a little V in the center for the legs. Trying to make his legs about the same width on both sides. And then for that foot, you can just hump it over and a line in the back. Hump it over and a line in the back. And you could get fancy and give him like shoelaces. You could give him a fancier outfit. Again, I just kind of kept a pretty simple, an easy person drawing. Sometimes the people drawings are the toughest. Now I want him to have a postal bag. So I'm going to draw a curved edge rectangle right here off the side of his body. So all the lines inside this bag will get erased. And then you're going to connect the bag. You want to strap off to the side that comes up to his shoulder. So we're going to draw it to his hand, jump the line. Mine's going to pick up just on the other side of this envelope and come up to his shoulder. And then decide how thick you want that strap to be. And do same thing. Line to the arm, stop, jump the arm, and put it on the other side. And then this one is going behind him. So you're going to take that line and just draw it up to the arm. And then same thickness, adding another line in here. I drew a little flap like an envelope on my bag. I kind of liked how it fit the theme. I'm also going to draw, now on this envelope he's holding, you could draw the little envelope flap, the little triangle, or you could actually like do a 2 and address it to someone. Maybe you're going to give this drawing to someone. You could do that. Or you just want to have it look like a piece of mail. You could have, you know, the little stamp in the corner. Let's do that actually. My note is going to my mom. Another thing you'll see a lot when you're drawing or in drawings of like mail is instead of actually letters, you'll see like little wavy lines. So see where like my return address is, I'm going to just do these little wavy lines. And that's something you see a lot in an object that's probably too small to actually write little tiny words in. And that just gives you that look of handwriting. And you can even do it in this part too, like the 2 part. You don't have to address it. You could even just have, you know, the little squiggles. And then I just want to put some envelopes just kind of floating on the page. So I'm going to do one that's maybe a little more squared, that kind of looks more like a card. You know, if you get a birthday card, that envelope looks different than say a white letter envelope. So I'm just going to put that shape in. You can erase all the little lines you have going across it. And I'm going to put the flap of the envelope, but I want my flap closed with a heart. So I'm going to put my heart in first and then draw my lines going off to the sides. I'll put one more up here. I have this one be a longer version. But same thing on this. I'm going to do a heart first, and then I'm going to do that flap afterwards. And there is my little postal worker and my mail. So next up, I'm just going to outline this with a black marker. And then I can start to color it. So I'm going to do the envelope first, since it ended up on top of the mailbox. That way I don't accidentally put the mailbox lines in and forget that the envelope was supposed to be there. It's fun to send mail. I've had my son send some mail during quarantine to his friends. He's written cards and letters and sent them off. Since they can't necessarily see each other, it was a good way to stay in touch. And as an adult, you know, it's really nice to get mail. It's nice to not just get bills. There's something about getting a piece of mail that always makes you smile and makes you happy. Good to see a good amount of people on today. For us, this really does work perfect for the distance learning. And then, you know, we also don't have as many, I kind of didn't want to be doing this when all the kids were trying to get online either for school, just because, you know, that's one less person taking up internet. So see, I didn't put that little line here on the thumb. That way the thumb is now connected. Putting a little heart on my stamp. Do my little shirt line right there. And if it bothers you having only 4 fingers, you can definitely do 5. Sometimes when I'm doing a more cartoon style, like all of my drawings are cartoon style, but you know, if I'm just doing really true cartoon and I'm not doing like caricature, I'm not making it look realistic really at all, I'll do different, less fingers, or, you know, we've done those other versions of hands where it's just kind of like a circle with a hot dog tip attached. Because sometimes hands are the hardest things to draw, and so it shows you that you can still do cute little cartoony faces and people, and you don't have to do all of those perfect, realistic details. I mean, this guy has very simple ears, a very simple nose, just a smiley mouth. So you don't have to be intimidated by the people drawings. Now I'm going to put on his bag, I'm going to put USPS for the Postal, United States Postal Service. And then on my box I wrote, I love mail. And there we go. You don't have to write anything on yours. If you'd like to leave it a little more realistic, you can. I'm just now going to erase all of my pencil. Now, as far as colors, you can really do this however you like. We tend to have blue mailboxes here, so I'm going to do my mailbox in a blue, but you could also do red, yellow. You can make yours really colorful. I'm going to just color his bag in brown. And his shoes. I'll do the same color for his shoes. So is there anyone here that had school today that's doing this during their independent time? I'm going to put pink in my hearts. I'm just going to keep my envelopes white. You can add a color if you'd like to add a color in there. Oh, nice. You're doing it during your lunch hour. Perfect. That's what I figured. I figured all the kids right now, they either get, we have an independent portion and then lunch hour, and they're like back to back. So I figured it would be a good time to do some artwork. I'm gonna make this little band and his hat yellow too. I'll do the other part blue. I'm going to do a brighter blue for his clothing, and then I'm going to do my mailbox in like a little bit deeper of a blue. And don't forget, when you're done, to share your artwork with us. You can share it just directly onto the group page, or you can throw it into a photo album if a photo album gets made. People from the group make those albums for me now, so you can put it in there, or you can just put it right up on the group page. Let everybody see the art you made. I've said it before and I'll say it again. That's definitely one of my favorite parts. I like seeing the artwork you guys create. Stick with this bright blue for the t-shirt. And all of our drawings now on Wednesdays and Fridays, they will stick to the hour. So they will not be any longer. They will end at 12:30. I know a lot start back in their distance learning at 12:30 or 12:45. Ours is 12:45, but that way, we're keeping them kind of on the shorter side. Some of that will be to just me not chit-chatting as much at the start, just getting kind of right into the artwork. Saving announcements for messages instead of videos. That way we're not rushed. We're not rushing to finish. And we're definitely not overlapping with the teacher. Do more of a blue-gray for the pants. It's actually pretty gray. And then I'm just going to get kind of a peachy tone and use that for arms and face. I hope everybody had a great weekend. It was pretty warm. We really just stayed inside for the most part. We went swimming one day. On Monday, I guess it was. But now the air is so bad from the fires that it's best just to stay inside. if you want to give your guy more details, you can. You could like give him a mustache. I'm going to actually give him eyebrows. You could give him freckles. You could give him glasses. So you can make more details and still keep him very simple. Oh, so I'm going to come in and just do little eyebrows on his face. And then for the mailbox, I'm going to go with a deeper blue. Let me find a good one. That's purple. Wow. Oh, no, that's blue. So I'm going to color this portion, this side and bottom darker, so that way you're seeing more of that dimension. I'm going to also rip this out. I'm also going to color this side of the mailbox darker, since it's kind of, again, it's the side, so it would be like a little bit more shadowed. So I'm just pushing harder with my pencil. If you're using a pen, you can't do this, so just color it the same color. It really doesn't make a huge difference. I will just sometimes change my pressure just to show a little bit of shading. I'm gonna have to sharpen this guy up. Find my sharpener. There we go. Come around those edges. If it bothers you to have this leg floating, you could shadow, so you could color some of the ground in and then just create like a shadow for that leg, so it gives it grounds it a little bit more, if that bothers you. Okay, so that, and then the rest of it I'm going to color lighter. So just more using, sometimes when I color lighter, I'm actually using more of the side of the pencil than the actual point of the pencil. Not going over that yellow because it'll end up making it look more green. Sometimes you can go right over the top of stuff, but sometimes you have to think about what color you might end up making it. Same with the pink. If I go right over the top of the pink, it's going to end up more of a purple shade. Do a little brush over, just try to blend some of those lines. I change directions a lot, so I'm just kind of making sure I don't have any real extreme directional patterns going on. I don't mind seeing some of the white, but I don't love it when you can tell, like, oh, that was upside down and that was side to side. And there we go. That's our drawing. Now, of course, you can do, more of a ground. I'm going to do my typical and just put like a little bit of green down here along this edge. Not coloring the whole thing. I never do. But I do sometimes like adding just a little bit. And you could do that like shadowing effect where like right where the objects are, you color down more, kind of tapering off. So right where he is, you would kind of shadow down more. And then it looks like a shadow from him and from your mailbox. I like to do that a lot. And there we go. That's our postal worker drawing. So you could even give this to a postal worker. I bet they would love it. You would tape it out to your mailbox, right to the mailman. So I am going to write my name and my age and where I'm from. If you're doing distance learning today, I hope you are having an excellent time back at school. If you're not, well, I hope you have a good day otherwise. Stay safe, stay indoors, drink lots of water. It's hot and smoky out. Give love to your postal workers, and I will be back on Friday for a doodle page. Don't forget to upload your drawings onto the group so we all can enjoy them. And happy drawing. See you guys soon.